WTF. What the fuck did I just watch? Is that how you end a a pay-per-view? You call it a pay-per-view. You don't pay for it. It goes through the WWE network. An event that you're hyping as the horror show at Extreme Rules. Yeah, it ended up being the horrifying show because it absolutely was horrific. Even horrifying, the horrific show at Extreme Rules. Some matches you kept my attention. I liked the action. I liked what I saw, but it got overridden by that clusterfuck of a main event, the Swamp Fight. WWE, you couldn't even capitalize on the Boneyard match. You know, you got a little too cute with the cinematic cuts and the edits and the drawn out dialogue and the scenery and the cinematography, and you forgot about the match. All they did was pretty much did a glorified, you know, frolicking in the water match. That's all they did. Braun, fought off some. I don't know if those were his cousins or his brothers there at the compound, having, dream sequences where he thinks he's talking to Bray inside the house, where he's chained, but it's so gingerly. The chain is gingerly wrapped over his arm, and he's struggling to go like this as Bray is coming his way. And I'm just thinking, Braun, all you gotta do is slip out your arms. They couldn't even put no effort to like wrap it around his arm to at least make it look like he's chained to the chair. And then when he I about gave up. I'm watching it, and it's like it took like 10 minutes before they actually made contact. Then you had Alexa Bliss dressed up as Sister Abigail. Then you had Braun looking up and seeing himself as the Black Sheep. Dream sequences, of course, but when I want to watch a match, I want to watch some action, something happening. At least with the Boneyard match, they got down to business and they started beating on each other. They didn't draw it out. Taker wasn't telling them about the days of his growing up in Death Valley. I mean, he didn't like waste time. AJ didn't waste time. They went at it. And then at the end, boiling red water, and then up comes the Fiend. And then all you hear is, "Let me in." Who won the match? Seriously, who won the fucking match? Did anybody win the match? Did I miss something? I mean, I tapped out pretty much in the middle. I'm looking back every now and then. But I'm gonna go through this whole thing and then just pretty much just run it through. That's all I'm gonna do, man. It's like kickoff show. Let's start off. It's so cringeworthy with the people that they have. Peter Rosenberg, whoever his partner is. You have Renee Young and Booker T and JBL, who should all be fired and not have a job. They all suck with their stupid expert analysis. And then you have JBL again with his dumb asterisk thing like he did with Asuka, because you can kind of do that because she won the title in a traditional way. But he's saying that with Braun, Braun. Oh, if Braun doesn't defeat or whatever with Bray Wyatt, his title reign will have an asterisk on it. How is that possible? He won the title. It's stupid, Then mushmouth Booker T not making any sense. And then what's her name, Renee, asking, she's like, "What do you think, Booker?" Something like that. And he goes, "Oh, he's going to be going home." "Oh, you think he's going home? What do you think? What do you think, JBL? Is he going home? We're talking about Braun. Then he hasn't even been talking about going home. That's where the swamp fight's gonna be, Renee. No wonder you last as a commentator. You know. Well, let's go through this. KO versus Murphy on the kickoff show. KO hits a stunner on Murphy and he picks up the win. It was a very, very run-of-the-mill match. We've seen it before, and pretty sure we're gonna keep seeing it again. SmackDown Tag Team Titles match, which is a tables match. New Day versus Cesaro and Nakamura. Kingston goes through a stacked tables by Cesaro, and Shinsuke are your new tag team champions. I'm so glad. I jumped out my seat. Good. I hate New Day. They're stick. They're dancing. They're gyrating. At least you don't see pancakes anymore. Like I said, Big E is stepping, and Kingston is fetching. You might as well. You're trying to get rid of that stereotype, right? You guys complain about it all the time, yet you're acting like that. Let's move on. SmackDown Women's Title match. Nikki Cross versus Bayley. Why bother? I saw it coming from a mile away. Bayley's gonna win. She wins by having one of Sasha's boss time, finger thing, whatever. And she hits Nikki in the stomach. And that's enough for Bayley to hit her with the finishing move. I understand if you hit her in the head and knock her down. But Bayley retains. I saw that coming from a mile away. Why do I want to watch a match and anticipate any different outcome? You could have at least had Nikki have all the momentum over the last few weeks and beat Bayley every time. And then she has the confidence thinking she's going to win the match, and then she loses. But they didn't do that. But Bayley's still your champion. Still Bayley those straps. Cringy every time she says that. U.S. title match. You wrote in the storyline that Apollo in the past is physical due to an injury sustained by Lashley, who kind of held him a bit too long in the full Nelson and hurt his arm, shoulder, whatever, and he couldn't make it. And then MVP proclaims himself due to forfeit as the new U.S. champ. Don't think that's gonna, I don't think that's going to be legitimate. A decision. They're probably gonna have the title match on Raw, and then what's his name's gonna win then? I don't know. Eye for an eye match. Other ring announcer announced that the stipulation. He said it as if he was saying, "Oh, the winner of this match will win only by pinfall or submission." Like he said it so calmly, so nonchalantly. Someone's gonna get their motherfucking eye pulled out. Why are you so calm about it? Why are you announcing it like it's just a regular run-of-the-mill stipulation? Then Tom Phillips doing what I call the Michael Cole, repeating every time that someone has to pull someone's eye out of the socket. Or how many times? How many times did he say it during this match? That's what I call a Michael Cole, when you repeat the obvious, when you keep repeating the stipulation of a match or what you're supposed to do in a match. That's what I call a Michael Cole. That's what Tom Phillips was doing. And then I hear the damn ole ole, what the ole ole count, chants. What the fuck does Sami Zayn's chant have to do with this match? Stupid idiot PC trainees, man. It's like trying too hard to be the fans, and then they just chant whatever. And then I think to myself, Seth win? Did Ray's eye come out? This match was all hype, but no results. Like Seth, all dramatically backs off, goes to the other side of the ring. And then I thought he was going to do that whole thing where, oh my God, I can't believe what I did. I thought he was going to go over there and start apologizing to Ray. And then he goes off to the side again, and then he's off to the side, and then he starts puking. So I guess I missed it, because I guess I blinked and then missed it. I don't know, maybe Ray had a fake eye in his arm, his hand, and then he went like this and dropped it, and then the eye dropped. But then they're saying something out later on. They said, oh, medical people are saying that if it wasn't detached, if there was no nerve damage or anything, separation, they could put the eye back in. Yeah, his eye that I saw was clearly healed up like his other eye. He even had matching contacts. And I think I saw the patch that's supposed to close up his eye, or cover his eye, was on the ground. There's a little black thing on the ground. So I don't know if that was it. Maybe that was a mistake. But man, that right there was one of the matches that really, really shit the bed. You know, that's that saying that people say when something just goes wrong and something is awful. You know. And let's go to the Asuka versus Sasha Banks, the Raw Women's Championship. So, Sasha and Bayley are the champs, tag champs. They can go from brand to brand. That allows her to challenge for a singles title match. They can go from brand to brand, but doesn't mean it means that they can challenge for singles matches. They're not officially a part of the other brands. They just can go to defend their titles. Doesn't say anything about that, but then that's why Sasha got this match. And then again, the PC trainees, they come through every damn week. They start going, maybe I heard wrong, but I heard whose house, and I believe they followed it by Swerve's house. Isaiah Swerve, did he come down to the ring? Did he come down, do a run in and went out and I missed it? Why are you chanting that chant? Isaiah Swerve Scott has nothing to do with this match. He hasn't even been on the main roster. So what's up with the chant? Stupidity, clear stupidity. Them trying to be fans, them trying to do what the fans do. Like I always say, just be yourself. Stop being a fan. Just be a fan. Stop trying to act like a fan, I should say. Be a fan. But then Sasha becomes the new Raw champion, but Bayley puts on the ref's shirt. The ref was blinded because Asuka green misted him by accident. Pulls off the shirt. I thought she was trying to pick him up, but she's taking the shirt off on purpose, puts it on. And then when Sasha hits a move, 1, 2, 3. And Sasha is now the champ? What the fuck? So is this the way that they wanted to cheaply make her a double champ? And then what's going to happen with Asuka? Is she the new champion still? There was a 3 count in the ring. She had a ref shirt on. So did that make her a referee in the eyes of the WWE officials? Are they going to vacate the title because she wasn't a recognized referee? Do I give a fuck? Not really. Man, WWE at this point is batting 1,000. They sure are. Now let's go to the WWE title match. I'm thinking, okay, let's redeem this shit pay-per-view so far. Dolph comes out and he talks about he announces his stipulation. At first he says Extreme Rules, and I'm like, Extreme Rules? Really, Dolph? Even Drew was like, oh yeah, I can get with that. Then he goes, only for me. And then he says, if you get yourself DQ'd, counted out, I win the match. And Drew has to wrestle with regular rules, normal rules for a match. Now, all I can think is that if Dolph loses this match, all the advantage in his corner, he is an ultimate loser. And before I could even finish that thought, Drew hits Claymore and retains the title after Dolph's in the corner trying to do Shawn Michaels stomping his feet in the corner and ready to do the super kick, and he ends up getting his ass Claymored out of his shoes, and Drew retains his title. Now, Dolph did make Drew do his job, and he made Drew look strong, but then he made himself, in turn, look like an ultimate loser. Don't ever give him another title shot. This is always the result. Pretty much every single time has always been the result. When it comes to a major title. I'm not talking about Intercontinental or US, even tag title. But anyway, I already talked about the Swamp Fight. That was the main event. Don't know why in God's name, in all of the universe, why they would make this the main event. Especially the way it ended. I absolutely you know, 100% hated this pay-per-view. You know, it only takes a few rotten apples to spoil the bunch. The eye for an eye match and the swamp fight match pretty much rotted the entire batch. There were some matches that had some good action in it, a lot of offense, a lot of good back and forth, some storytelling with the wrestling, but it wasn't enough. When you're hyping the eye for an eye match, and to an extent they're hyping the swamp fight, and then they don't deliver, who cares? How come WWE didn't get creative and do something with the eye for an eye match, making a cinematic match? They could still have it in the ring, but then film it, add some scenes to it. Put a prosthetic on someone's eye when they're ripping it out. At least do something like that. It's just a lack of effort on WWE's part. Story, they're creative, gonna come up with nothing. You have Braun and Bray, who, as a duo, as part of the Wyatt family, they were dominant. But these two guys cannot tell a story to save their asses. There's just too much stuff, too much filler in that match, too much talking, too much cinematic, cuts and edits, and stretching out a conversation. And they end up you might as well brought two divas back and have them wrestle in what do you call it, in pudding or in gravy or whatever. Was they doing anything more than what they would do? Just flopping around, and then in the end, it was just like, what the hell happened? Was there a definitive winner? Was there someone who, you know what I mean? Like, there was nothing. So is he gonna fight the Fiend now? Boiling red water, he comes out and he starts laughing, and then he goes, "Let me in." I'd have been like, "Let me out." If I was in an arena, I would have. If this was in an arena and we had to watch this horse shit, I'd have been out of the damn thing already. I wanted to leave my room. That's how bad. I wanted to go outside my house. That's how bad it was. When you want to leave your own house, that's bad. That's pretty bad. This whole pay-per-view was leave worthy. I wanted to, I wanted to go and do some chores or something, or handle something while this whole pay-per-view was going on. I wouldn't have missed nothing. Buck finishes, a lack of trying on finalizing matches, like the whole thing with the Bayley and Sasha, and a lot of rinse and repeat. Like, did anybody really care about this? And I swear, for the life of me, I know there's gonna be people that go, "Wow, the swamp fight was great. That was the best match. I think it's even better than this Boneyard match." I swear, if I read one of the something like that on Twitter or on YouTube, I might be tempted to tell them to fuck off. You know what I mean? Because you can't like everything. There's nothing to like about that match. I see people's criticism and criticize Boneyard match. Okay, whatever. But because a lot of people, that's not their cup of tea. They like an authentic match in the ring, right? Okay, but in this thing, it sucked. If this thing was a video on demand released movie, it would be one of the shittiest horror movies I've ever seen. And I've seen one with Three from Hell, the Rob Zombie movie. That right there is a masterpiece compared to this crap. But there's gonna be people that are gonna like this match and say, "Oh, it was the best. Oh my god!" Because these are the same people that like the Firefly Funhouse match with John Cena, and that thing was a garbage, what you call that, a dumpster fire. So yeah, they're gonna like this match, and I know I'm gonna see that. Really, what's to like about it? What's to like about this pay-per-view? Even some of the matches that I could say are passable had like fuck finishes and stupid, this inane stuff that just didn't make sense. Don't name a pay-per-view, the horror show, at Extreme Rules to get more people to like it, because horror show, I'm gonna go. And I like a good haunted house. I like to go in a haunted house and be scared. Oh, am I gonna see that in here too? And then they're trying to attack. They're trying to attract the what do you call it? The casuals, the ones that just watch Raw every now and then, or they watch SmackDown every now and then, and then they see the promos. Ooh, horror show. I want to go watch. I want to watch that. And then they're gonna sit here like this. They're gonna be like that. Like, was that it? I think I'm giving this event, this pay-per-view. You can call it pay-per-view because no one pays for it. I'm giving it too much time, but really, those are my thoughts on the horror show, or I'll call it the horrific show at Extreme Rules. And that's that. So for those of you who stopped by and checked out my video, I appreciate it. And in closing, as always, take care. Please remember to subscribe, click like, and click the bell icon for all notifications on this channel.